Hello, 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 and happy Monday to you guys. Welcome to another Monday live. Hopefully, you've had a good start to your week, and the weather's been half decent. Not like last week's start. So let's just take a look to see if anybody's here. Comments. Hello, hello, and happy Monday to you guys. Welcome to another. Right. Comments we're looking for. Real, authentic Jamaican cooking. Welcome. I am really well. Hopefully you're fine. Sajida, let me come out of this one. I'm going to this one. It's better. Hello and welcome. Annabelle, good to see you. Naomi, welcome. That's a shock. I did not expect to see that, to be honest. Same as usual, what I always say is look at the paperwork first and foremost. You've taken the test, so you know what it's like. So look at the paperwork they gave you, look at the categories or questions you got wrong, and then go from there. But I'm shocked to see that you failed that, to be honest. And hopefully, again, if you've got any questions, now you've got the experience, got any questions, put it in the chat. Let's get this sorted out, and hopefully you can go again before the year's out. Good evening. Welcome. Amanda, I'm fine. Hopefully you're fine as well. Hassan, great to see you. Hope you're well. Hope you can run. I'm assuming that. Hope you can run a. Right. Okay. Yeah, I'm with you. No, I can't. Unfortunately, for those of you who know, I was doing a course. The doors opened, I think, last week Monday, and closed on Friday. And we had a meet and greet on Sunday, which was great. So my weekends are now taken up with the course. I've decided I'm going to do some extra sessions for them, probably every other Sunday. So I'm actually doing stuff for the guys in the Fairy Test Made Simple course on the weekend. So nope, I won't be able to do a free course. This is the best it's going to get on a Monday live in terms of free. I'm going to dedicate more time to the Fairy Test Made Simple course with these guys in it. And then when it gets re-released again next year, I'll probably may even spend a bit more time in that as well. But yeah, the live is as good as it gets. I will be making odd videos now and again to get released as well. I'm not doing videos every week. But yeah, I'm trying to help more people, but more concentrated through the course, if that makes sense. Because the YouTube comments, I can't keep up with the comments, you guys. For some of you who follow me on Instagram, I think I posted on a weekend, I've now actually reached 3 million views. And the amount of comments when I go through the YouTube, I do read all of them, by the way. So keep typing your message in there, but I just can't keep up with them and have a conversation. So yeah, the live is as good as it gets. Becca, no problem. Congratulations on passing, by the way. Let me know what your next steps are. Driving lesson or driving test. David, hello and welcome. Dolores, welcome. Waiting up for me. What do you do, night shifts or something? Hello and welcome. Right. Chimoa, welcome. Bella, welcome. Right, let me Frederick, I'm fine. Natasha, hello. Right, let me Caroline, welcome. I can keep sending hello to you guys all day long. Marnie, 48 out of 50, so I missed the magical 50 by 2, but well done. 70 out of 75, wow. Welcome. I say welcome. Well done to you for that. That's a really, really high score. So congrats on that. Again, let me know what your next steps are, whether you're looking to take driving lessons or looking to book a driving test. Nora's Kitchen. Let me just felt on the hazard perception. What score did you get on the hazard perception? But passed the other part, got an exam this Thursday. Please help with dual. Please help with dual carriageways or turning left or something. Just clarify what you mean by that. Let me start this to come back. So clarify what you mean by dual carriageways turning. What do you got turning left? You can't turn left on a dual carriageway. Yes, you can. Turning left, my left and right. So yeah, you can turn left on a dual carriageway. Just clarify what you mean by that. What you want to explain. I can do my best to help you out. No problem. Right, let me quickly do Man United. Disappointing result for you yesterday. Let me do the run through first and foremost, an overview. So those of you that are new here, I always do an overview of the fairy test. I never assume that you guys know what it's like. So just in case you didn't know, it's 50 questions and you need to get 43 out of the 50. The questions are made up of the different categories. There's 14 categories and they would take questions from each category to make up the 50. We had this conversation yesterday in the group meet and greet in the course. The tests are random, and if there's 10 of you in the room, it's 10 different tests. It's not the same test for everyone. So the tests are random, and that's why I stress that you understand the categories understand the questions, understand the answers, because you don't know what combination you're going to get. So your knowledge has to be generally strong across the board with that. And then you have 57 minutes to do the 43 questions. If you have to take the 57 minutes, take it. I will add, it does count you down. This came up in the classroom this morning. What happens if you're running out of time? I think it's at the 10-minute marker, it starts to flash to let you know you're running out of time. And obviously, as you count down to 5, 3, 2, it starts to give you a bit more urgency. But if you have to take the 57 minutes, take it, because there's no embarrassment in that. A lot of people in the classroom always tend to rush it because they feel like they don't want to be the slowest. You're better off being the slowest and passing rather than be the fastest and failing. That doesn't make sense to me. Now, once you've done that, you can take a 3-minute break, but not 3 minutes to get up and walk around. 3 minutes to chill, relax, get your head right for the hazard perception. My advice is take the 3 minutes. So literally, once you finish the questions, just take the 3 minutes, chill for a bit, just clear your head and start to get back thinking about hazard perception, because it's a different mindset compared to questions. And the hazard perception is made up of 14 videos. 13 of them have single hazards. You've got to score a maximum of 5 on those hazards, and then on the double hazards you've got a maximum of 10 2-5s. You need to average 3 across the board. So your average when you finish that test has to be a minimum of 3 across the board, which means you're getting very close to the basic mark. If your average is less than 3, you are going to fail. Ideally, you want 4s and 5s, obviously a lot of them. And on your double, you want to score about 8 or a 9 to bring the average up, just in case you've got a few 2s and 1s. But if you do get a couple of 0s, you can still pass. So don't freak out if it kicks you out because you click too many times. The fairy test is black and white. It leads to safety, 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 or a controlled outcome, which is normally your first aid questions kind of thing. But generally it's safety. It's black or white. It's either safe or it isn't. You're looking for the safest option out of your 4. On your driving test, again, it still leads to safety. That's what the examiner's looking for, safety and control. But there are grey areas on your driving test. You have to turn those grey areas into safety. So if someone does something stupid, you have to try to make that situation as safe as possible. And as I said, the control outcomes is normally your first aid questions with that. So that's the overview of the theory test. Let me just check in with you guys to see what you are saying. Linda, wow, well done. Passed your driving test, so you are now a driver, legal. Wow, well done to you and congrats. What test centre did you pass it at? Just let me know what area you're doing it. The popular one is Glasgow at the moment, but let me know what area you passed your driving test. But well done to you. Just make sure you drive safely from now on. Oh, Natasha sending some love to Becca's. Kinga. Oh yeah, the test last week. 43, just about. Take it. It's still a pass. So well done to you. Congrats. I said this to all my students. If you're getting 43, I know you've passed it, but just a teacher in me. You got 43, you still got 7 questions wrong. Look at the categories you got the questions wrong, just in case most of it's road signs, road markings, or rules of the road. Because some of those questions that you got wrong, you may need it for your driving test or driving lesson. So I will still brush up on those sections as well, even though you've passed it. That's my view and opinion. But congrats. Yeah, I've been back for a little while. I think this is my 5th live, I think. Since when did I start? I think I started September. I'm not sure. Can't even remember when. But yeah, I've been back for a little while. Okay, yeah, it's just going to be the questions. Similar to what I said in the meet and greet yesterday with the course, I'm not fussed about the hazard perception. When I'm teaching in a classroom and when I'm teaching it in this course, I'm not really fussed about it because the way I teach it, most pupils pass. It's very, very, very rare that I have someone fail on it. It's always going to come down. I emphasize the questions more because I don't know what 50 questions you're going to get. Not only that, I don't know how you're going to be when you go in there, because sometimes when you go for a test, your mindset just changes. You second guess yourselves. You get nervous, panic. Sometimes you just go blank. So I work on mindset. So it's always going to come down to the questions when I teach. So yeah, the hazard perception is not a problem. I still won't neglect it, by the way, before you go for your next one. Just make sure you're still on point. I don't leave anything to chance. But yeah, you're going to have to refocus on the questions. Well, first and foremost, thank you for coming back. And you've not been here for a while. Congratulations on passing your test first time. And you've even got a driving test booked for the 21st. That's going to be a good start to the new year if things go well for you. Let me know what test center you're taking your driving test at. I just want to keep a track of the areas. Like I said, Glasgow are popular. Manchester's another popular one. So let me know where you are taking your driving test. The course doors are closed. It closed on Friday at midnight. The doors reopen on January the 6th, I believe, when I'm back at work. Yeah, January the 6th, the doors are open. So look out for emails. I'll go live again on January the 6th. So I will announce it then. And the doors stay open all year round this time. I'm not closing the doors on that one. Mercy, welcome. Congratulations on passing as well. Again, let me know what area you passed your test and what your next steps are. No, it was either the first 20, the doors closed, or it closes on Friday at midnight. I think only 14 people signed up, I believe, but that's a nice little number for me, to be fair. Like I said, we've done the meet and greet yesterday we was on for about an hour just talking, chatting, getting to know each other. It was nice. I actually really, really enjoyed it. But as I said, when it opens in January, whatever number comes in, it comes in. I'm not closing doors on that one because I would have learned from this group what works well and what doesn't. Famida. July. Okay. 5th. Oh, that's right. You got the magical 50. I'm just trying to work this out. You got the magical 50. So well done to you. Congrats. And 53 on the hazard perception. So well done. Thank you for holding that and let me know. Because obviously I wasn't around in July. But so I appreciate you coming and letting me know live. Again, Natasha sending some love to Kinga. Teresa, hello. Glad you are happy to be here. Right, let me... 23rd of December. Almost just a month away. It's December this weekend. So yeah, 7, 14, 21. Another 3 weeks or so. As I keep saying, the questions are sampled questions. So that's what I keep... Well, the headrest one is not in the app. That's actually a show me, tell me question on the driving test. So it's interesting that you said that, because I didn't know that was in there. But that's a driving test question, a possible driving test question. I don't know what options they gave you, but your headrest for a car, your ear should be in the middle of the headrest, or the headrest should be level with the top of your head. But I don't know what options they gave you for that, because that, like I said, is a driving test question rather than a theory test question. But I only get the feedback from my students. If they don't get it wrong, for example, they don't give me any feedback on that. So it's nice to know that they've included that one in there. But like I said, outside of this one, because there's not much you can do with safety, I don't know what options they gave you, so I can't answer about the safety factor. So as much as they're asking you questions you don't know, you still got the skills if you stay calm enough to work out what the safest option is. And that's one of the reasons why I keep saying it, and I will keep saying it. Understand the question, what they're asking. Understand the answer, the way they want it in terms of safety. Because again, if you go on process of elimination, work backwards, for example, it can't be. I'll show you on one of these questions if it comes up. If you don't know what the answer is, go backwards. Work out it can't be this, because there's always one stupid answer on there anyway. You're now left with 1 in 3 chance of getting it right. Sometimes there's 2 stupid answers. In rare cases, there's 3 stupid answers, which means by default, you're left with the right answer. So work backwards. You don't always have to work forwards looking for the answer at 1 in 4. You can work out, look for the wrong answer, what it can't be, and then just reduce your options. There's different ways of doing stuff, but you just need to be calm enough to work out how to do it. Nora got 34. If that's the real test, that's more studying. If you got 34, that's 16 questions wrong. So there's a really lack of knowledge on that one. So I would assume 34, you'd have got at least between 7 and 9 categories wrong. And if there's only 14 categories and you're getting at least 7 to 9 categories, that's over half. That shows a lack of knowledge. So you need to go back to the drawing board on that. Again, look at the categories, the amount of questions you got wrong in each, and revisit those. My advice would be just do the whole all 14 categories again before booking another one. All right, let me start this test and I'll catch up with you guys as we're doing it. Screen share. So those of you that are new, we read the question. So what does this sign mean? If it's a sign question, I'd always suggest you read the question, then look at the image, because sometimes there's clues in the image, and then go to your options. Your options are A, no through road, B, free parking zone ends, C, end of controlled parking zone, D, end of traffic calming measures. Please put the question number. So if you think it's 1A, please put 1 question number so we're on the same page, and A as your option. Oh, that's a shame. Failed the theory test and has a perception. It's not a good start to a Monday. Again, look at the categories. That's the only thing I can say, because I don't know you. I don't know what studying you've done. So with anyone who's failed the theory test, always go back to basics. Look at the categories you got the questions wrong in, and then go from there. That's just your baseline to start in. Lee, good evening to you. That's your decision. The question is, how much studying you're going to get between now and next week? Because remember, I think you said you got 42, which means you got 8 questions wrong. So the question is, how much studying you're going to get done? Because like I said, don't go for the simple choice, as in I got 42, I missed it by 1, because you're aiming for 1. And if you fall short the next time, it means you fall behind the finish line. Whereas if you aim for 50 and you fall short, you should fall over the line. So my advice, and you can either take it or leave it, is how much studying you're going to get done. If you know you're going to get a lot of studying done, fine, go for next week. But if you're not going to get studying done, then I would suggest to leave for at least 2 weeks. With my pupils, if they fail it for whatever reason, I always say to them, give it a couple of weeks. One, you want to get rid of the disappointment. And two, like I said, you want to go back to studying and making sure you bring it up to the required level. Because remember, at this point in time, as much as you don't want to hear it, you're short of the level. So the question is how much studying you're going to get done in between booking the next tests and now. Because you don't want to put pressure on yourself when you book it and feel like you've got to cram. I'm really against cramming. I know some people do it and still pass, but it's about retaining the information. I can't stress enough. You still need that information after you've passed because you want it for your driving lessons and driving test. That's good actually to have. Garnet Rose, good to see you here. Hopefully I'll see you Wednesday at the training. Hopefully you're available for the training on Wednesday. An email will be sent out to you guys, by the way, with the link. And an email will be sent out this evening to register you guys for the Ferry Test Pro, which we discussed in the meeting yesterday. I will do as soon as the live finishes. I've got all your email addresses. I'm going to register you guys for Ferry Test Pro so we can start on Wednesday. Right, let me catch up with you guys. Number one, we haven't even started yet. Let's try to find out. Where are you? There we go. 1C. Oh, Simply Me, welcome to you. Hopefully you're well. Driving safely still. Right, most of you've gone for C straight out of the hat. Most of you've gone for C. Caroline, you haven't put the number. I'll pull it up here, but you haven't put the number. It's only because we're number one. I know what we're talking about. Right, 1C with C, end of control parking zone. Yes, that is it. Just in case some of you haven't recognized the sign, this is your, if it was standalone sign and not this bit at the end, it would be a red circle, blue background with the red diagonal line in normal form, but this is in a black and white form. Again, that's what I'm saying about understanding your questions and understanding your answers. What should you do when a person, what should you do when a person herding sheep asks you to stop? Charity, well done for passing. 47 out of 50, 68. Again, another high score. Anything in the high 60s are decent, or better than decent, to be honest. But well done to you. Congrats. Well, hopefully it all goes well. The 10th is about 2 weeks' time. So let us know how you get on. But keep studying in the meantime. Even though you're getting lots of 50s out of 50s, keep practicing. Don't get complacent. Not on the lives, as in do anything practical on the, I don't do anything normally on the lives, but ask me any questions, I'll answer it. I've got my iPad here. I've generally got apps that I use in the car, so I can demonstrate, which I've done in the past, roundabout stuff like that. So if you've got any questions about your practical driving test, ask it. That's what I'm here for. It's not just the theory side of it, because I want you guys to get your license as well. So if you've got any questions about your driving test, let me know. And if I can demonstrate it on the iPad, I will. If I can explain it, I'll explain it. Home Media, you are welcome. Hopefully you learned something and keep coming back. Let us know if you've got a date booked, if you've taken a test. Let us know a bit about yourself. Thank you for that. Appreciate that. Have you guys taken the test, or are you looking to book one? Nora's Kitchen, I've seen your question. I'll starve it and I'll come back to it. Yeah, Natasha, the dates is common knowledge because of COVID. November. It's 4 to 6 months waiting time. You just got to keep going on there, or try to find an app that does the booking for you. But you got to understand everybody's trying that, so the waiting time is going to be long. You just got to get lucky. If you've got a driving instructor, ask him if he can help you out with that as well. Otherwise, just keep going on the DVSA website. Or like I said, try and find apps, one of those bot apps that can book the test for you and hopefully get a date sooner than later. Joel, test is again 10th of December. Again, when the test comes, if you don't come back to Relive, at least to come back and let us know how you got on. Right, number 2, let's get the 2s up. Annabelle, you've gone for 2C. Let's take a look what C is. Most of everyone's gone for B, so I've got to assume B is correct. Someone's gone for a C as well. Okay, let's take a look at what C is. What's the question? C, herding sheep. Okay, this is what I'm talking about, a connection. Oh, stop moving, will you? Right, what should you do when a person herding sheep asks you to stop? You've got stop right here. And for those of you who've gone for C, you said continue on but drive slowly. That doesn't add up to safety. Someone's asked you to stop and you'll still carry on, yes, slowly. It doesn't add up to safety, especially with sheep in the road. But you've got to stop here. So the question is why you're ignoring this. As I'm saying, there's clues in the questions. If you read it carefully and break it down, look for your clues. There's clues in the answer. It doesn't always work, but that's your starting point. So that can't be correct if someone's asking you to stop. And your answer is never going to be quickly or ignore. That doesn't make sense. Remember, it's about safety. You've got to do what's come safe first. You've parked in the busy high street, so it's busy. What's the safest way to turn your vehicle around so you can drive in the opposite direction? That's why I left BT years ago. I have got a course, but the doors are closed until next year. What's the other part of your question? Yeah, go on the channel. There's lots of videos on there. If you're just starting out, I would go for the Study With Me series, where I do all 14 categories. But it's a 15 question. It gives you a head start. So it gives you a gentle introduction to all categories and how you should be looking to answer the questions. Then once you've done that, you can go with the Practice Makes You Better series. I believe that's 20 questions from memory. It's been a while I've done that. It's either 20 or 30 questions. I can't remember which, but it's similar to the Study With Me series, but that's done on the iPad using the Driving Test Success app. With the Study With Me, I believe it's using this app, the desktop version of it. And there's other bits and pieces on there that's going to help you out. Road signs, crossings, zebra crossings, that type of thing on there. So that's a start for you. And obviously the lives. No problem. Don't know what you're thanking me for, but no problem. I'll take it. Yeah, we missed you last week. The Capitals. Oh, your fairy test was today. Congrats. And then thank you again for coming back. You must be buzzing and you come back to a live to let us know. Appreciate that. Again, let me know what your next step is. Is it going to be driving lessons or driving tests? Have you got driving experience? And what area are you looking to take your test in? All right, what number we're on? Number 3. Let's find these threes. Well, you lot type so fast, it's unreal. Right, here we go. A seems a popular choice. Right, everyone seems to be going for A. I think you all agree on this one. Let me just do a quick scan to make sure. Oh, someone's gone for a B. Garnet, you've gone for a B. You are welcome. Hopefully you learned something. I went for a B. Let's take a look at the question. Busy. And most of you went for what? A, turn around in a quiet side street. Yeah, you should always turn around in the side road. And what was the other one? B. It's a busy high street. It's not safe. Go for the safest option. Doing a turn in the road, otherwise known as a 3-point turn. And the busy high road is not safe. So you go to a side road where it's quiet, and that's the safest option. You're on a 3-lane motorway. Which lane are you in? Start the question. I can see it. Are you in if they are red reflector starts on your left and white ones to your right? All right, let's get some of these questions out of the way. That one me now, but I'll try and do something with that. Okay, come to that. There was another question. I'm not sure if you typed that correct because I think I'm misreading that. Was pass on the object in the wound or stop the bleeding. With first aid, the safest option stop the bleeding. We covered this in the classroom. It's heavy bleeding, so what you do is tie something tight around. They should be lying down first and foremost, and you tie something tight around the wound to stop the bleeding and get them to raise the arm or the leg. They normally talk about arm or the leg, and get them to raise the arm above the heart because the heart pumps, so it can't pump up. Well, it can, but it does. It takes a long time to pump up. It's easier for the heart to pump down, so you're trying to stop the bleeding. That's the safest option on that one. Yeah, again, it's in a different context. That's what I say. They can ask the same question, but word it differently. And sometimes when they word it differently, it's a different answer, a different option. Again, like a parrot. That's why you got to understand the question. So no matter how they word it, you know what they're looking for. But it still comes down to the safest option on that. All right, let me catch up with you guys. What are we on? 4. Dundee, Scotland. No, it's not Glasgow, but still Scotland. There's a lot of people from Scotland. Again, from the glance, you guys are going for D. I must see if you've gone for D. All right, let's take a look. D, left-hand lane. Yeah, red studs on the left. For those of you not seeing the video on studs, the letters are in exact order. Let me just break it down for you. On the 3-lane motorways, there's 3 lanes. It's always 3-lane motorways when they talk about motorways, by the way, on the ferry test, even if they don't mention it's 3 lanes. Which lane are you in if the red reflector studs are on your left and white ones to your right? So all you got to do is go to motorway, red studs on your left and white studs on the right. So you're in between. So it's going to be the left-hand lane. What does this sign mean? Again, always look at the image. There's normally clues in there. And then go to your 4 options. The only reason why I'm saying that is real authentic is because one, I don't know how disappointing, like I said, I don't know you. So that's the first thing. So I can't feed off of that. And I don't know what studying you've done. But with the students in the classroom, I know what training they've done because I trained them. So if they did fail, my advice is always, one, get over the disappointment, because that's always, if they fail it, it's always a disappointment. Get over that first and then restudy. But like I say, if you feel that you're going to do enough studying in that time, don't let me stop you. I'm just giving you advice. Let the disappointment settle, get on it, study, and then, yeah, you've done the studying, you feel ready for it, and then book it. But once you book it for next week, there's a slight pressure into getting ready. And then what you do is start to cram, and then the information's not taken in. That's the only reason I'm saying it. But if you feel that you're ready, don't follow my advice. I don't want to stop you. I love Emmanuel. Well done and congrats, and thank you for coming and letting us know how you got on. Appreciate that. Yeah, that's how it goes. 5 months of, again, a little tip for you guys. I know you should go with your driving instructor's advice, but if you're starting taking driving lessons and you passed the theory test, so obviously once you pass, you start taking driving lessons. I would try to book a driving test as early as you can in advance and work towards it. The reason being is, as you can see from Marcelli, booked it 5 months in advance. 5 months is more, again, it depends how often you take driving lessons. It's more than enough times to get ready if you're taking driving lessons on a regular basis. What you don't want to do is get ready and then you're now searching for a driving test that could be 5 months away. So the question would be now, do you keep taking driving lessons to keep the skill up, or do you stop taking driving lessons, the skill goes backwards, and then as the test gets closer, resume your driving lessons? So I personally, if I'm starting driving lessons and I've got my theory test already done and dusted, I'll probably look for a driving test. And the other reason for that is if you're not ready, sometimes, again, depends what type of instructor you've got, they may be able to swap it with another people. But if you've got nothing to bargain with, then obviously you can't swap it with anything. So that's the advantage of having a test. You can swap, chop and change with somebody else. So here, Glasgow, another Glasgow, but lives in Glasgow and taking a test. Yeah, but welcome to you, first time. Again, for anyone who's got questions, type it in the chat. But please put a Q semicolon so it's easier for me to find. Some of you still typing the letters without the question number. I don't know if that's the right question we're on. So please put the question number, just like Ahmed has, and then put the letter of choice. I must have gone for C. No right turn is crossed out. So again, even if you try to do the link here, the arrow's facing to the right. I've got right there, right there. It's got right in all four of them, but it's crossed out. And again, for those of you who don't see my videos on road signs, 95% of red circles are no's. So these two have got no, so it's not going to be no traffic from the right. It's going to be no right turn crisscross that. So 95% of red circles, just in case you didn't know. And red circles are orders, again, if you didn't know that. But 95% red circles are no's. What should you do if your vehicle has a puncture on a motorway? What should you do? Safest option. Shihu, thank you. Congratulations on passing. 46 out of 50, 67, high score and has perception. Well done. Trench Kid test is on the 16th of December. Got another few weeks. Again, if you've got any questions at this point, let me know. First time here. Iceberry, 40 out of 50. Again, 67 out of 50. You guys are getting high scores on your hazards and perceptions. And 48 out of 50 is a decent score as well. So well done and congrats to you for passing. I think I'm all caught up. Right. Number 6. Again, most of you are gone for B. First time here. Again, if you've got any questions, because you've got a couple more weeks, type it in the chat, but please put a Q semicolon so it's easy for me to find. Otherwise, it looks like a comment, so I may miss it. Right, most of you have gone for B, so let's just take a look at what B is. Pull up on a hard shoulder or in an emergency area and call for assistance. Yes, that's the correct one. It's illegal to change your own tire on a motorway. You have to call for help, even though you may have a spare. You can't change your own tire. You want to turn right at a box junction. What should you do if there's oncoming traffic? This would be interesting to see what you guys put for that. Sorry, just explain this to me, because you've got really authentic Jamaican cooking. That's fine. I'm going to follow your advice. I get that. I booked a driving lesson for my partner. I had to book it through recommending. I paid £137 for the 20th of March. Do you mean you booked a driving test? Just clarify for you meant you booked a driving test for £137. Seven. Just passed your tests and you came to the live to let me know. Well done and thank you. Appreciate that. 44 out of 50, 57 out of 75. So well done. What's your next step? Driving lessons? or looking for a driving test. Right, I'm assuming these are the 7s. We are on the 7. Right, Marcy, if you've gone for D. Oh, driving tests. Okay. And yeah, because you said I think it was through recommending, so I'm assuming that's someone or an app which the average going rate for booking a test outside of DVSA is 250, so 137 to be fair is decent. Right, so what's you gone for D? What's D? Wait in the box if your exit's clear. Yes, correct answer. What should you do if you want to overtake a tractor but aren't sure that it is keyword safe? Adiola, can you please explain this question? How will a roof rack affect your car? Roof rack will make your car on. Again, it depends on the context that asks the question, because that question comes up in different forms. The common answer is stability. So a roof rack can make your car unstable. The other one is it can burn more energy, more fuel. So it depends on the context of the question. So that's the only thing I can give you. It's going to make your car more unstable because, or burn more fuel. It's going to be one of those two options. Because if you've got a roof rack and it's empty, you should be taking it off. CG Music, congrats. Well done. So use the method of safety and everything else. Congratulations on passing. Thank you for coming and let me know how you got on. Welcome. Right, most of you have gone for a B. Right, most of you have gone for a B. Stay behind, yeah. Stay behind if there's any doubt. No need to overtake. No need to rush. On your driving test itself, you don't rush for anything. Otherwise, you're rushing to fail. An examiner understands that as well. What's the legal minimum insurance cover you must have to drive on public roads? The minimum. No problem, Chioma. First of all, congratulations on passing. And again, most appreciate that you guys are coming and let me know how you got on. Because it's nice to know that it's the videos, the lives, the channel is helping people to pass. I appreciate that. And again, another pass as well. Thank you very much. I appreciate the kind words. And again, thank you for coming and letting me know how you got on. Trevor. $62 and has perception. No problem. Again, thank you for letting me know. Taking the time out to remember the channel's coming. Let us know how you got on. Well done. Have you started driving lessons yet, or are you looking to book a driving test since you've done it at the start of November? So you've had 4 weeks. So what's your next step? Oh, someone's gone for a C. Garnet, you've gone for a C. Most of you gone for D. Let's take a look at C. ABC. Third party fire and theft. Third party fire and theft is an insurance policy. You've got third party only, which is the minimum by law. Let me just clear what it covers. Third party covers the damage you cause to somebody else's property. So if you crash into someone's garden wall, crash into somebody's car, your insurance will pay for their damage, but not to your car. That comes out your pocket. The next insurance up is this. This is a policy, but this is the next one up. It's the same as this, except you got fire and theft involved. So if someone steals your car, you're going to get something back if you don't get the car in good condition. If someone sets fire to your car, again, you're going to get something back. And then the next one to have, the best one to have, is what we call fully com or comprehensive insurance. It covers you for everything. Have an accident and it covers you the damage to their vehicle and the damage to your vehicle. And if you're buying a newer car, it's unlikely they're going to let you insure it for third party or third party fire and theft or third party only. They're only going to want fully com because they're going to want to get their money back. Personal injury cover, exactly what it says on the tin, is personal injury. That doesn't cover car insurance. And what did I just say? It was minimum is D. Right. There are no speed limit signs on the road in England, Scotland, and Northern Ireland. How is a 30-mile-an-hour limit generally indicated? Eric, congratulations. You missed the magical 50 by 1. But well done for passing, and 60 out of 75. And again, I appreciate you guys coming to let me know how you got on with your adventures in the Fairy Test Center. So well done to you. Charity, hopefully you are well. Yeah, fuel consumption. Like I said, it's either going to be stability or fuel consumption. You burn more fuel because you've got an empty roof rack, which is going to do wind resistance, if that makes sense. So there's going to be wind resistance, which means the car's working hard. That's going to burn more fuel, hence fuel consumption. But if they word it slightly differently, it would be stability. So that's why, again, I keep saying it like a parrot. Understand the question understand the question and answers. Okay, no problem. Eric, you're welcome. Sam Training UK, please. I'm assuming you mean software. If you are, what I'm using, if you're talking about this, the question is the driving test success, but it's the desktop version, the instructor's version, to be honest. It's a subscription where you guys would pay for the app is $4.99. That's it. I'm paying for this on a monthly basis because I use it for training, for the lives, and any other bits and pieces I'll do outside the course as well. But thank you for recommending, by the way. Appreciate that. Number 10. Right. again, first glances, you guys are going for C. Let's just see if anyone's got anything different. A. Someone's gone for an A. That's the last one on there. What was it? Someone went for an A and a C. You guys are going for A by hazard lines. Hazard lines does what it says on the tin. It tells you a hazard's coming up. It doesn't tell you what hazard's coming up. It just tells you there's a hazard. It's for you to work it out and then adjust your speed accordingly. It's street lights. Street lights suggest, in the highway code anyway, street lights suggest it's a bit in the built up area, it's 30 miles an hour. I will add, because this came up in the classroom this morning as well, for your driving test, because it's going to be weird what I'm saying. The theory side of it and the real life driving doesn't tally all together sometimes. So you've got to be very careful with that. And what I mean is this question's example. In the highway code, it does say street lights indicate a built up area of 30 miles an hour. Where I work at the moment, I'm working at the moment in North London, some of the boroughs have gone down to 20 miles an hour. So that doesn't exist. So what I say to the pupils, especially on the driving test, look for road signs first. Because when you turn left or right into a new road, there's normally two massive red signs to say to you, the speed limit is X. And then you do the X. If you go straight into turn left or right and go into a new road, automatically see street lights, you could be doing 30 in a 20 zone, which obviously is a straight fail for a driving test. So for real life driving, check for speed signs first. And if you don't see any, then revert back to street lights. But for the theory test, as I said, theory test is black and white, no grey areas. This is still the answer, as in street lights. When must your vehicle have valid insurance cover? Ivy. Oh, congratulations on passing. Yeah, thank you for letting me know. Appreciate it. Let me just do some of these questions that came up. If you pass, it doesn't matter. Charity, it doesn't make a difference. To keep it simple, very basic, you have to pass both parts, same day, same time. So whether you pass a hazard perception and failed the theory, you got to do the whole thing again. Whether you fail the theory, pass hazard perception, you got to do the whole thing. It makes no difference. So you have to pass both parts, same day, same time. Otherwise, you do the whole thing again. And again, I will stress, when you go back to do it again, it's a different 50 questions and different videos. Providence. Again, missed the magical 50 by 1 and 61 and 75. Well done to you. Congrats. Congratulations. Must be buzzing. Sabrina, sorry to hear that, but again, you got failed by 1 mark. So I'm assuming you got 42. You got 8 questions wrong. That's the way to look at it. As I said earlier in the video, early in the live, see as that you got 8 questions wrong. So look at the categories, restudy those categories and go again. If you just study enough for 1 mark, thinking, right, I'll get it next time, 1's not a problem, you're probably going to fail again. So I would just look at the categories, restudy those, because it's like I said, 8 questions wrong, and then go back again. And this is, she's got here, so disappointed, and I fully understand that. And that's what I was saying to real authentic Jamaican cooking, is you are disappointed. You may not feel it, you may not want to feel it, but you are disappointed. Take some time out to get rid of that disappointment and then restudy, then book again. But again, like I said, you have to do you. I'm just going from the experience that I see in the classroom when it happens. We're number 11. Where are you? Here we go. Right, so common answer is D. Right, let me just see if anyone's got anything different. Charity, no problem. Right, mostly have gone for D. I don't see any different there. D, before you can touch your vehicle. Yes, the order, because they can ask this question, and this is not an option. It'll be MOT. The order is MOT to say your car is roadworthy. Then you need insurance to say you can drive the car, and then tax for your car to be on the road. So it's in that order: MOT first, insurance, and then tax. What hazards should you be aware of when traveling along this street? Like I keep saying, make sure you look at the image first and then go to your options, because sometimes there's clues in there. Congratulations on passing. Test is on Wednesday. Again, hopefully it's good news. Come back and let us know how you got on next Monday. And again, if you've got any questions before we sign off, put it in the chat. Let me know so I can send you in there confident. Wow, you guys are coming through quick. That's quick. Right, 12 is already up. Right, again, D is the common choice. Right, let's take a look. Where's D? Yeah, children running out. Again, they can ask the same question and it could be someone opening the car door. So like I said, they can word the same similar question, but this won't be an option. So it'd be someone opening the car door. What should you do if you begin to feel drowsy while you're driving? So what should, the key word there is should, do? Yeah, the disappointment is always going to be disappointment because it's you didn't get what you wanted. So whether it's a big disappointment, mild disappointment, but treat it as a positive. But again, I stress, don't dive in there thinking, well, I've done the test, let me just go and do it and get it over and done with, because you don't want to fail twice if you can avoid it. And part of the failing twice is rushing back to take a second one too quickly. C seems the common choice. Yeah, C's common. What are we? Stop and rest. Yep, stop and rest, safest option. If you feel drowsy, it doesn't say motorway, it just says while you're driving. Yeah, stop and rest as soon as possible. If it's on a motorway, you can't stop on a motorway. You have to go to a service station. But in this case, it doesn't mention that. So stop somewhere safe, obviously, and take a rest. Never drive tired. How can drivers help the environment? So how can you guys help the environment? So The question would be, why did they send the money back? They got to give you a reason for it. Your theory test. Yeah, ask yourself, ask why they sent your money back, because there could be an issue. Because if there's an issue with your license, for example, me booking it or trying to help you book it's not going to change anything. So you need to find out why they sent the money back and then go from there. So to find out what the problem is and then find a solution to it. If you know, put it in the chat, and again, I'll maybe be able to advise you on that. But without that information, you won't be able to book a test, because there's got to be an issue normally when they send the money back. Because again, if you booked it and they took the money in the first place and then send the money back, that doesn't make any sense. So why would they take the money in the first place? There's more to that. So I don't know whether they send the money back and give you a reason for it, just send the money back. But I would phone them up if they haven't given you a reason. Say, look, I booked my test online and you guys sent the money back. Another question I would ask with that as well, I'm asking you this. When you booked it, did you get a date? So again, put it in the chat for me so I can try to help you out. So when you booked it, did they give you a date and then cancel it and then send your money back? If you didn't get a date, there was an issue somewhere along the line. But at least you got your money back, which is the most important. 14. Again, common answers are D. Right, let me see if there's difference of opinion. Right, there's a couple of comments. I'll come to these comments in a minute. That's going to help you out. Because that's another good point as well what these guys are making. All right, let me come back to that in a second. Let me just deal with this. It was D, right? You guys went for. Where's D? Accelerating gently. Yeah, accelerating gently just means driving for the right speed, for the right gear. That's all that means. It doesn't mean drive slowly. It's just the right amount of gas for the right gear ratio. Right. Yeah, some of the guys in here are saying, I had a similar experience and the money was refunded within 5 working days due to network downtime. ABCD saying it happened to them too. And Mitchell is saying, that's my wife's surname, Mitchell. Book it at midnight. You'll experience the same. I had to rebook it and start afresh. Right. So that sounds like a network problem. The question I would have to you, did you book it at the weekend? Because they normally do downtime at the weekends, because we get an email to say we book our test during the week. We avoid weekends for that same reason. I didn't realize they can take payment while it's still down. But if you booked at the weekend, then it's a downtime, because they do their network stuff at the weekend. So the question is, did you book it at the weekend? And if that's the case, it probably is a downtime situation, which is fine. All you got to do is make sure you book it in a week. I also had the email, funny enough. Let me see if I still got it or did I delete it. I think they've recommended us to book their test before 4 o'clock on a weekday. Just give me 1 second. Ferry test operations. Right. This is for our service, trainer booker. So the public one's fine, but this is for us. We should not book test from. So they want us to book our test before 4 o'clock. There's an issue with their system after 4 o'clock up to midnight. But this is our system, not the public system, apparently. So yeah, they've got issues with their network. So you now know if you got your money back, it's a network issue. So I would try to book your theory test before 4 o'clock on a weekday. I would not try to book my test at the weekend because I know they do a lot of downtime at the weekend. So hopefully that helps you out. Right, 15. Oh, I didn't even read the question, sorry. How should you use the lanes on the motorbike? You guys are typing 15 anyway, don't need me to read that. Mitchell's saying just rebook it. Yeah, just book it. It's not an issue. You got your money back, so it's not an issue. It's just a shame because you booked it thinking, yeah, it's all done. And then obviously you got your money back and you got to go back to the beginning and start again. And that's the thing for everyone as well. If you don't get confirmation at the time you booked it, then it hasn't gone through because the date, you're picking your date. So if they can't confirm it, then it's not being booked. Right. B is common. That's the last one I got on there. There we go. Right. B is a common one. How should you use the lanes on the motorway? Keep to the left-hand lane unless you're overtaking. Everybody stays left when you're in lanes. And when you're driving on normal roads, you stay a meter from the left or meter from parked cars for those of you taking driving lessons. So always stay left when possible. What type of vehicle uses an amber flashing beacon on a dual carriageway? Joshua, congratulations on passing. 49 out of 50. Again, missed it by 1. The magical 50. 64. Again, another high score. No problem. And thank you for letting me know. Remember, if you've got any questions, especially those of you got a test coming up real soon, type it in the chat. Let me sort that out for you. Right. Right, all of you are going for B at the moment. And Garnet's gone for C. We'll take a look at C in a minute. Right, that's the last one that's come through in a moment. Right. B's and C's, right. Flashing amber, just in case you didn't know, flashing amber is slow moving. So what you want to do is work out which one of these are slow moving. It's going to be tractor. Doctor is green, ambulance is blue, and the fire engine's blue. So I think Garnet went for C, or Teresa's gone for a C as well. C is blue, emergency services. It's really weird they put tractor on this one. Normally it's the mobility scooter as the answer. Yeah, but it's amber slow moving. How far are you allowed to reverse? Jesus is the real deal. YouTube name. Totally agree with that. Erica's gone for A. And the common answer is D. Right, common answer is D. Why do I agree with that? Because what I've been through the last 6 months, that's the reason why. And again, Garnet, you've gone for A. All right, let's take a look at A. How far are you allowed to reverse? As far as it takes to reverse around the corner. For those of you who've gone for A, where does it suggest it's a corner? In the question, it says, how far are you allowed to reverse? Where are you guys getting a corner from? It's no further than necessary. You reverse back as far as you need to go back, but it should be no further than necessary because you're going backwards against the flow. But for those of you that's gone for A, you've got as far as it takes to reverse around the corner. It doesn't say anything about a corner on that. You parked on the road at night. When must you use your parking lights? No problem. No, I do agree with it. All right. Let me just wait for a few more to come through to make sure all of you are on the same page. That's the last one's come through D. Oh, I thought that was D for a minute. D, yeah, when speed limit exceeds 30 miles an hour. In other words, you've on a faster road, so 40 miles an hour plus, you should leave your parking lights on so people know you're parked, not driving. That's the reason why that is. You have stopped in an emergency area. What must you do before you rejoin the carriageway? Opinion. Some of the questions are some of the questions are valid for the truck test, but you need to do a not specialized test, but you need to do a truck or HDV test for it because they're going to have some questions about the truck itself. If you use the 4-in-1 app that I recommend, you go to the settings and then change the questions over from a car test to HDV test. and then you'll have all the questions you need. So some are valid, but I'll be honest, the majority are not, because you're talking about a car test here, not a HGV test. Forget. 19, okay. And someone's going for a C. Right, the majority is a D. Again, failed by 1. As I always say, look at the categories and come away from saying failed by 1. If you've got failed by 1, again, you're saying you got 42. You got 8 questions wrong. Restudy the 8, or look at the categories and restudy those sections. It gives you a better chance of passing next time out. Right, some of you have gone for, I got A's, C's and D's on this one, but the majority is D. So let's take a look at A's, C's and D's. You stopped in the emergency area. What must you do before rejoining? A, switch on your vehicle's headlights. The question is why? It doesn't say it's dark. So why would you switch on headlights? What was the other one? C, give an arm signal as you're moving off. No, don't give an arm signal. And the common answer was D, use the emergency telephone. Yeah, use the emergency telephone, and based on that was safest option. So switch on your vehicle headlights. It doesn't say it's dark, so you don't need them on. You should have them on if it's not necessary. Move away with hazard lights on. No, because you're still a hazard. That's it. That's what it tells people, that you're not moving off. Give an arm signal as you are moving. This is the same as this one, to be fair, but just worded differently. So use the emergency phone so they know you're about to join the carriageway. They may even send a traffic officer down to help you rejoin. That's the reason why you're doing that. And again, if you read the question, you've stopped in an emergency area. Look in the answer. It's got emergency. The link is there. What's the purpose of the yellow lines painted on the floor? Painted across the road, should I say on the floor? They're talking about those. So what's the purpose, or what's the meaning behind it? No problem. Yes. What's the time? Yeah, I can do. Grace. Double red lines are no stopping at any time, and it helps congestion. If again, they can word the question either way. What's it mean? No stopping at any time, or it can help congestion or help traffic flow. And a single red is again helps traffic flow, but you can use it at after 7. It's normally 7 till 7, rush hour to rush hour, and after 7 you can park on a single red. But double reds means there's no tolerance. There should be no stopping at any time. Again, for those of you that live in London, normally near government buildings, there'll be red routes because they do not want any cars or people stopping there. That's the difference between the two. And I'll be honest, yellow lines are pretty much the same, but with red, it's a warning. There's no tolerance. With yellow lines, there is a certain tolerance with that. Right, mostly you've gone for B. So let me just make sure there's nobody that's gone different. Sue, well done to you. Right, mostly you've gone for B. To make you aware of your speed. Right, These are called rumble strips, just in case you didn't know. And they're painted slightly higher than the tarmac, not as high as speed humps, just slightly higher than the tarmac. So when your car goes over, it rumbles. So obviously if it's a smooth rumble, your speed is good. And if it's a violent rumble, then your speed is too fast. You should be slowing down. So that's what these are. These are called rumble strips. So I think I clicked the wrong one, last one, not a problem. So again, breaking it down so you guys understand about the different categories. Rules of the road, 6. Remember, this is a 20 question mock test. So rules of the road, 6 questions. Attitude, 1. Motorway rules, 3. Road and traffic signs, 1. Incident, accidents and emergencies, 1. Documents, 2. Hazard awareness, 3. Safety in your vehicle, 2. Vehicle handling, 1. So that's how your test could be made up. So imagine if you were struggling on rules of the road and your knowledge was poor, 6 questions. That's a possible 6 questions you can get wrong. You're already down to now 44. And that's the reason why I suggest you study each category. The biggest one that people always want to talk about is motorway rules, which is 3, and road and traffic signs. Again, it's only 1 out of 20 question mock test. So again, I will say it again and again each week to help you guys out. Study the categories individually and then go off and do mock tests. And when you guys have done your mock test as well, when you, again, if you're using the 4-in-1, that's when I'm only talking about the 4-in-1 app. I don't know what the others do. I know most of them have had an update since. So if you're using the 4-in-1, when you finish your mock test, close that down. On the screen, it tells you your score, the time that you took. You want to clock all of those. This is all good data for you. So let's say, even if you passed it or failed, it's irrelevant. How long did you take? So you got roughly an idea how long you're taking. And then you want to look at your strength. So it tells you the strongest category. And then it will tell you your weakest category. And that's what you want to double check. So when you do the next mock test, if you like, if that category comes up again, that suggests a weakness in your knowledge in that particular category. Because some of you are taking mock tests and you don't analyze any of the data. The data is a powerful information. It's giving you stuff that you need to work with. Most importantly, your weaknesses and the length of time. So for example, let's say you are failing it, but you're doing it in 15, 20 minutes. Maybe could you take a little bit longer? Could you read the questions more carefully? And also when you're doing the app, for another study tip for you, if again, 4-in-1, if you're using the app, flag it. What you can do, just treat it like the real test. You go for it. If you're not sure, flag it, move on. And then when you get to the 50th one, you go back to the flagged one so you can spend a little bit more time trying to work out what the answers is. Again, some of you studying at home, don't flag anything. You're trying to perfect what you're going to do in the center. There's no point flagging nothing at home. And then all of a sudden now you turn up on the test day live for the first time and then you start flagging stuff. That's when you're going to start to overthink because you've never done something before. You want to train the brain to do what it's used to doing. And then when you go in the real test, it's almost like second nature. So you can now control your nerves because the nerves plays a massive part. And same thing on the driving test. Right. No problem. No problem at all. That's what I'm here to advise you guys. Right. I've been asked to do a hazard perception. I think a couple of you guys failed the hazard perception as well when you took your test this week or last week, whenever it was. Let's get rid of this. Come all the way down here. Right. So let me set the hazard perception up first. Get the iPad. Right. Hope I'm talking to the mic. So let me just quickly explain again. For those of you that are new here, hazard perception. It's 14 videos. 13 of them has single hazards, so you score a maximum of 5. One of them's got a double hazard, so you've got to keep clicking because you don't know which one has the double. And ideally, like I said, you're trying to score an 8 or a 9 to bring your average up, just in case you get a few 1s and 2s along the way. The clicks you are doing is you checking the mirrors in real life driving. So you see a problem on the video, you click, i.e. tap, get a flag. If you're driving in the video in real life, you are checking the mirrors. So let me just quickly show you, because I'll do this every week now. iPad. Right, so I can't do my mouse on the iPad, but if you look here, box 14, use of mirrors before you signal or signaling, change the direction, change the speed. That's one of the reasons why the hazard perception was introduced into the theory test, because students did not realize how important mirrors are on your driving lessons. So the most you can get in one box, for those of you who don't know, on the driving test, you can get 15 minors max, and the driving test lasts for about 35 to 40 minutes, give or take. So you can get 15 faults, 15 minors maximum, no S's, no D's. For those of you who can see the S and the D's, S is for serious, D is for dangerous. Get one of those, the test is over. The most you can get in one box is 4 minors. So if you look at box 14, this is how the examiner marks it. So it's literally just puts a mark in the box like that. So which means if you do your maths, 3 4s are 12. So you can pick up 12 mirror faults. I'll be honest with you, if you're picking up 12 mirror faults on your driving test, you ain't passing. That's for sure. Because each time you didn't check your mirror, there had to be something there 12 times. You would have to be extremely lucky to get 12 mirror faults, as in didn't check the mirrors, and still pass your driving test. And that's what the hazard perception is about. It's about seeing a problem, check your mirror. So what you're looking for is anything that's going to cause you to slow down or change direction. So let me just come out of that, go back to my hazard perception. So you want to do a 2-click method. Let me explain what I mean for those of you that are new. You see a problem, you want to click, and you go, when you do the first click, you literally go 1, 2, and then click again. The reason being, you need to get scores. Everybody thinks it's about seeing the hazard. That's the core reason behind it. See the problem, click. The problem is if you see it too early, you're going to get a 0. So you've got to treat it like a game. Whether you want to play a game, get the high score, whatever it is, all you're trying to do is get scores to tally to 44 or more. So you want to click, see the problem, 1, 2, click again. If you did get 5 on your first click and the second one lands in the 3, they're going to give you the highest mark. They will not downscale you. It's better to click 2 or 3 times on one problem than click once and get a 0. Because as long as if you can see it, but if you get a 0, it means nothing. So let me just do a demonstration and I'll come back in the chat to see what you guys are saying. Right, so you can see that. So when you're driving, you should be looking at signs like a double bend ahead. So there's nothing going on at the moment. Tells me to slow down, concealed entrance. Cars coming towards me, but it's on the correct side of the road. There's a van there. Don't know if it's moving. 2. I'm just going to go for another one just to make sure. 3 clicks on that one. Still keep clicking because you don't know whether this is your double hazard. And again, look in the distance at the bend. That's how far down you should be looking in real life driving as well, from grass verge to grass verge on this video. There's not much happening in this video. The video's dead. Get another sign. Right, that's it. What's that? 4 out of 5. So for those of you taking your doing mock tests at home, review it back. Some of you are getting 0s, 1s, and just click off and go again. Review it back. So let's just speed it up to save a bit of time. So see where you're clicking, whether it's too early, too late. So there's my first click. Let me just pause it there so you guys can see. And this is why I'm saying to you, click twice. If I can time it right. Right, that's my first click. So hopefully you guys can see that. I've seen the problem, but as I said before, it's not about me seeing it. I can see it all day long and still get a 0. It's about me getting a score. So I went for a second click. There's my second one, landed in the 4. I think I even done 3 just in case because I thought I messed up on that. And there's my third click, which landed in the 2. They'll always give you the highest mark. There's no advantage in clicking once. There's so many disadvantages. So click 2 clicks. In some cases, if you think you're messed up, there's nothing wrong with going for 3. As you can see with the rest of the video, I'm not trigger happy. There's no more red flags because there's nothing else for me to click on. If you're trigger happy, you've got to make sure you don't go too crazy on the videos. And that's why you go for 2 clicks. Let me just see what you guys are saying with this. What area you in first and foremost? There's nothing wrong. You took a test. There's nothing wrong with doing mock test. My only concern with doing mock test after mock test, the app is not designed to show you all 700 and something questions. It's designed to just show you questions, especially some that you're weak at. By doing all the categories, you're being exposed to every question. As you now know, you've gone into the real test and there's some questions that you've never seen in your life. So you want to be exposed to as many questions as possible. That's the downside of just doing mock tests after mock test. There may be questions that you've never seen before. So just be careful with that. Well, you're in the right place. Hopefully you're still here watching the videos. Again, if you're struggling, let me know if this last video I just did helped you out. I'm going to do another one in a minute anyway. Thank you, Top Club, for coming. Let me know. I appreciate that. Fam, hopefully you are well. Good point, Patricia. I didn't click on the bend for that one because the road was wide. That's the reason why. If the road's narrow on the video, then I would click on the bend. You've got to base on the video that you're in. On this video, let me just go back to it. Hold on 1 second. If I can rewind it back. Normally, I would click on the bends. I always say, what if? But the road is wide, so I didn't feel it was necessary for me to click on that. There's nothing wrong with clicking on the bend, but I would, like I said, tailor it to each video. If the road's narrow, I would. Because the road's wide, I don't. Now, if something was there when I went round the corner, then yeah, I definitely would rush a click in there. So hopefully that helps. You want to 4 times. Again, that's categories. I'll be honest, if you're failing 4 times, you need to go back to basics, go to the categories, restudy the categories, especially look at the categories you got the questions wrong in all 4. Put all 4 paperwork side by side. Let me come out of this, makes life a lot easier. Put all 4 paperwork side by side and see if you can see a common denominator and then restudy those categories. But if it's different categories across all 4, then you definitely need to go back to basics and do all the categories and then start doing mock tests, passing the mock test, and then go back and taking the real test. So I hope that helps. Yeah, sorry, Patricia. This is for everyone as well. You got to tailor your clicks to the videos. If you're just doing the same clicks for every video, the chances are you're going to mess up. Each video is independent. So you've got to look at the video for what it is and feel that if you need to click. So as I said, the bend was wide, the road was wide on those bends, so I didn't need to. So let me just do another one quickly for you guys. I don't see any other comments in there. Let me come out of this one. Let me just choose a suburban one. Let's choose urban. Try and do one I haven't seen before. All right. Get this out of the way. So again, when you're driving in real life and the videos, always scan from left to right, right to left. So the side road coming out the estate, the bend, because the road's slightly narrow, I'm going to click on this one. Again, looking ahead, I can't see nothing going on. There's a high vis in the distance and someone coming from my left. So I'm going to click 1, 2, click again. I'm actually going to click a third time on that one as well. Just think, oh, he just popped out. So that's 4 clicks on one issue. So what's that? 2, 4, 6 flags already. But you still keep going because you don't know whether or not it's your double hazard. Car's coming towards me, but he's on his side of the road. I'm on my side of the road. Not a problem. What did it give me? Doesn't say. Well, let's take a look what I've got. All right, there's my first flag. I don't know if you guys can see it. Let me just get back and rewind it and pause it. So there's my first flag. It's landed in the 5. And then I went again. There's my second click, landed in the 3. And I clicked a third time because I thought I messed up. And it's got a 1. So let's just say, for example, I did mess up on the 4, the 5, and the 3. Even though I got a 1, they all add up. Remember, you're trying to get to a score of 44. Every score adds up. You get a 0, it's not adding to any of your totals. So don't be afraid to click. Just don't go crazy and go click, 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 click all over the place. But what I'm saying is I go for 2-click method. But if I have to change it and do 3, as you've seen on the last 2 videos I've done, I will change it because it's about me getting a score. I don't care about nothing else. It's about me getting a score. If I don't get the score, I'm not passing. Some of you are scared to click again. I thought it's going to be too many clicks. I've been told you can only click 10 times. X and Y. Just click, especially if you're at home doing it, because you're trying to perfect your skill. That's all you're trying to do. So if you are clicking too many times, it tells you, you rewind the clicks back. That's all you got to do. So if you're clicking 20 times, for example, for whatever reason, then start to click 18, click 16 to get the right balance. Right, let me just see what you guys are saying. No, because what you're doing with the mouse, all you're doing is clicking, whereas you're tapping, like I'm using an Apple Pencil and just tapping on my screen. So when you go, it's just a mouse. There's no cursor. So you don't see anything. You're literally just sitting back. So rather than tapping with your hand on the screen, you just click the mouse. Click the mouse. That's all you're doing. So it doesn't change anything. Mary, it's advisable to practice the hazard perception full stop. It doesn't make a difference whether it's on the phone, on the iPad, which I do. In the classroom, we use iPads, the iPad mini. So it doesn't really matter because when you go for the real, think about this. If you're using it on the phone and you're passing on the phone, guess what? You should be passing on the real test. It's on the computer screen. It's a lot bigger. The screen's wider. The video's a lot clearer because some of the videos you're using on the app are real life clips, which is old school, and CGIs. And all the ones you're doing on the test when you go for it is all CGIs. So if you're passing on the phone and on the iPad, when you go in there in real time, it's going to be a lot easier. So practice is practice. It doesn't make a difference whether you do it on the phone or on the tablet or on a computer. No problem. Caroline, I'll do another one in a second. You got a test on the 9th. The 9th is next week, I believe. So hopefully you've done enough practice. Again, I would suggest you do the 4. Look at the 4. I think you said you've done it 4 times. Look at the categories. I don't know how much studying you've done since the last test. If you don't feel like you're ready or you're just taking it for the sake of taking it, I would push it back. You've got 3 working days to do that in. And if it's on the 9th, you've got plenty of time to postpone it and push it back. But like I said, I don't know you, so I don't know how much studying you've done since the last test. But I would definitely go back and study the categories. Right, let me do another one. Right. Trying to get one that I haven't done before. Well, this one I haven't done before. Let me just set it up, get you guys to see the screen. So on the motorway, so again, should be scanning from left to right, looking out for any issues. So I don't see nothing going on at the moment, but still stay observant. Car on my left on a hard shoulder. Right, I'm going to click on that. 2. Now he's got an indicator, and I'm going to go for 3 on that one. And I know I'm going to go for 4 just in case, because I think I messed up on that one. So I've done 4 clicks on one problem. Again, remember, for me, it's about getting the score. I don't care how many clicks I'm doing, as long as I'm not going crazy. As long as you're not spamming, you should be all right. Again, it can still be your double, so keep checking, keep clicking if you need to, but at the moment, there's nothing going on. It doesn't tell me what I've got, so let's go and review. Be a surprise to me as it is to you guys when it happens. Right, so let me stop it there. Again, this is exactly what I'm saying. Oops. Right there. Let me go back a bit. Right there. So hopefully you can see it. That's my first click. I saw the problem. That's my first click. What you guys are doing is seeing the problem, click, leaving it. Oh, I've seen it. It doesn't matter whether you saw it or not. It matters whether you get a score. And again, I stress, that's the reason why you go for a minimum of 2 clicks. Here's my second click. I think it landed in a 5. I went for 4, I think it was in total. Here's my next one. That's a 3. And there's the 4th one, well outside of the 5 altogether. 4 clicks. I've not got kicked out because I'm not trigger happy. If you look to the left, I'll just move it back for you. Look this side of the video. There's no flags because there's nothing to click on. And if you go to the other side, there was no flags. I'm not trigger happy. Some of you got red flags all over the place because you're clicking on stuff that don't exist. If you click on stuff that matters, you will not be clicking too many times. And that's the only advice I can give you guys. So hopefully that made sense to all of you. Let me come out of that. That's no problem, Mary. Stan, I'm going to come back to that in a minute. That's a mindset thing. I've been... When you say they clicked, I'm assuming you mean when you watch the video watch the video back, they do a yellow circle. What they're showing you is potential problems. Just because they're showing you, they're saying that could have been a problem. What they're trying to do is highlight. So when you go for driving for real, it's not just a case you're looking for problems, you're looking for stuff that could happen. In the video, there's only, on most video, 13 of them, only one thing's going to happen. So whether you want to click on the yellow circle or not, it's irrelevant. It still means it requires a click, if that makes sense. So if you did click on it, but don't go crazy, you still won't be clicking too many times. That's the way I'm trying to explain it badly. So let me just repeat that. When you see the yellow circle that they highlight, that's a possible problem, because on the video, there's 2 problems. Potential, that could have been an issue, i.e. the yellow circle, and the developing hazard, which is the red circle, the one that caused you to slow down, the one you're going to get marked for. So that's how it works. So just because they circle it doesn't mean that you have to click on it, but you could do if you wanted to. That's the way to look at it. Yes, you need a driver's number. Yeah, if you ain't got a provisional license, you can't book a driving test. Oh, sorry, a theory test or driving test, to be honest. But you need the driver's number. And you get a driver's number from a provisional license. If you haven't got a provisional license, as in you haven't got one at all, you have not applied for it, you can't take a theory test. If you've lost it, Hopefully you got the number written down somewhere. You can book it without the license, but you're going to need the license when you turn up. You need the driver's number, and the driver number starts with your surname. No problem. ABCD, give me a minute. Let me see if I can find one. Right. Let me deal with Stan first. Right. Stan has said, I am scared of taking the test considering the percentage of people that failed theirs. Doesn't mean say you're going to fail. That's the simple way of looking. That's a mindset thing. You could be scared all you want, but you have to, for you, if you want your driver's license, you're going to have to take one. So you being scared doesn't change anything. Just because people failed their test, it doesn't mean to say you are going to fail yours. A lot of people pass first time. So why don't you study for it and be one of the stats that make you pass first time rather than one of the stats that says you fail? I'll give you an example. There's times when, not necessarily the theory test as such, because like I said, my guys are trained and I work on mindset. So when they go for their tests on Friday or Saturday, they are got the right mindset. But when a pupil goes for a driving test, they do have second, what's the right word? They do have second thoughts when they go for their driving test. So we turn up to the test center, for example, top of the test center, we turn up. If we turn up early enough, we see tests coming back. Sometimes you see a lot of fails, and my people turned around and said to me, I don't see the point in taking it because the examiners have failed most of them. So I always say to my people, if you don't want to take it, let's go now. And they look at me like if I'm crazy. If you already told yourself you're going to fail, guess what's going to happen? You're going to fail. Just because other people fail, it doesn't mean to say you're going to fail. And if you do fail, so what? You learn from the mistakes and you go again. Because what you want at the end of the rainbow is a driver's license. And the only way to get it is for you to pass the theory test. So being scared is natural. That's a natural thing. There's nothing wrong with that. I would be worried for anyone saying to me they're not scared, not nervous. Control the nerves by being more confident in your knowledge. And that's the reason why I keep saying it. Study the categories one by one, understand the questions, understand the answers. So when you go in there, you're more confident and less nervous. So don't be scared to take it. If you studied, take it. If you fail it, you learn from it. Failure in life is a learning experience. It's not a bad thing. You guys are scared of failing. I am scared of failing, to be honest. When I started the lives, I was scared. When I started the channel, I was scared. But I'm enjoying it and I'm loving it. I'm here every Monday where possible. So what you want at the end of the rainbow is there, but you have to go through the fear factor or come out your comfort zone. That's just the way it is. But like I said, that's a mindset thing though. So hopefully that helps you, Stan. No problem. Right, let me, who was it that asked for it? Oh, if I can find it. ABCD. Let me see if I can find a double clip for them. Right, hold on 1 second. Right, let's do this one. Right. So, right, so double hazard. So again, I'm going to click on the bend on this one because the road's narrow. Got this video feel fast. The bridge. Police car. So I slowed down in that one. So that's the one that's caused me to slow down. So that's the one I'm going to get marked on. Remember, you're looking for potential and developing. But developing one is the one that caused you to slow down. Cyclist and car. The one that caused you to slow down or change direction. So there's two hazards there, but I'm going to still click because I don't know if those two are the ones that's relevant. Again, another bend, the road's narrow, so I'm going to click on that. Again, another bend. I can't see round there. Again, the road's narrow. What's that? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 flags. What did it give me? 8 out of 10. Again, that's like I said, what you're looking for is 8 or 9 out of 10. Ideally 10 out of 10, but 8 out of 10 is fine. So if I got 1s and 2s along the way, that's going to bring my average right up. Again, let's just review. Good, those flags are really early. There you go. Let me just pause it for this one so you guys can take it in. I think that was for the bend, to be honest, the first two. Yeah, it was for the bend. So a narrow bridge. There you go. There's my first one. I think it's a 4. And there's my second one, which is a 1. So that's my first set. But like I said, keep clicking because you don't know which one's your double. I think I've got 8, so the next one's got to be a 4 as well. There you go. Just about in the 4 for the car coming. And he's over the white line. That's the reason why you're clicking on that one. He's on your side of the road because of the cyclist. And there's my second flag, which just about landed in the 1. But again, they will give it the highest score out of the 2 or the flags. So hopefully that helps you guys out with the hazard perception. But again, if you're studying at home, don't be afraid to click. If you mess up, guess what? Review it back like I'm showing you now and go again. So you work out where you should be clicking, why you didn't click, whatever reason, what you missed, why you didn't see it. Ask all those type of questions. It's a learning experience. Yeah, if it's red circle, they're saying that's what you should be clicking on. Bashra, hopefully that goes well for you. Come back next week. Let us know how you got on. Brina, no problem. Chisholm, no problem. I'm assuming you mean November. So hopefully that goes Cook Up Boy. I like that name. Hopefully that goes well for you. And let us know how you got on next week. Right, so there's no more other comments on this. I'm assuming that you guys fully understand the hazard perception. I will stress again, not just for the hazard perception, for the questions as well. There's nothing wrong with doing tests and getting the questions wrong. It's a learning experience. What you want to do is learn from the mistakes, but you have to make mistakes to learn to move forward. I'll give an example. In the classroom today, we had 4 students in today. Only 1 passed their mock test. On a Monday, the average score is normally 34 to 37. So the other 3 pretty much got between 34 and 37. That's fine. It's not a problem. What they're going to do is learn from the mistakes. So when they had their one-to-one with me, I explained what the wrong answers was. So what's going to happen now, or what should happen, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, they improve. So when Friday comes, because their test is Friday at 5 o'clock, they should be hitting their peak and passing on Friday. You have to start from somewhere. It's not a case of, right, let me take a mock test and pass it. Just because you failed it doesn't mean to say it's the end of the world. Learn from the mistakes, take in the information, why you chose the answer that you chose it. Ask yourself some questions and then explore the answers. And you improve and build on that. And hopefully you get the right result. And if you don't, you go again. Simple as that. Right, so the live classes start 4:30. No problem. That's what I'm here to do. I'm here to help you guys pass. And as much as you pass before the end of the year, let's get to before we get to the end of the year, let's get many of you passing. But you can't stagnate because you're scared of taking the test. That fear is always going to be there. So hopefully, especially for Stan, because he was the one that made the comment, hopefully I've helped you out. Go and book your tests. If you've done enough studying, book it. And also as well, for any of you, if you're that scared, the way around it as well is book a test. book one in for the future. So what are we now? November, December's weekend. Based on what you guys can do in studying times, because remember, I don't know you, so I don't know how much studying you can do. Book it for 3 weeks' time. Book it for not 4 weeks because it's Christmas. Book it for just after Christmas. Work towards it. And if you're not ready, push it back. Just make sure you clock the cancellation date, which is 3 working days beforehand, and then push it back. At least it gives you an incentive because you can keep studying. Before you know it, you're in February 2025 because the fear has stopped you from booking it. So don't be afraid to take your test. And I'm here every Monday, basically. Come and talk to me. Dotman, again, hopefully that helped you out, and hopefully that's your test goes well on Thursday. Right, so that's the last of the questions in there. So what I'm going to do is let you guys go. I appreciate you guys being here. Another great live. And I will be back next Monday at 4:30. For those of you that are here from the course, I will see you on Wednesday at 4:30 for the first training session. So have a good week. Stay safe, stay strong. And also those of you that have got tests coming up, good luck with it. And I shall see you guys next week. Take care.